The concept to live in peace with all peoples and all governments is at the basis of the North Atlantic Treaty signed in 1949. This principle was recalled by the President of the Italian Republic, Sergio Mattarella, during the 70th anniversary of the Atlantic Alliance. 70 years ago, before joining the Atlantic Pact, Italy had to face lively debates within the country between pro-Atlantic and anti-Atlantic supporters. Italian Prime Minister De Gasperi started an anti-Soviet policy aiming at overcoming Italy's diplomatic isolation and looking forward to Atlantism. However, not all members agreed on Italy's will to join the pact. Throughout a collection of diplomatic documents, Pietro Pastorelli analyzes the process that led Italy to acceptance. Italian diplomacy, especially due to Ambassador Tarchiani, Quadroni, Gallarti Scotti, and Foreign Minister Sforza, had to negotiate with France, UK, Belgium, the Netherlands, Luxembourg, USA, and Canada. The negotiators were skeptical due to Italy's government and public opinion that was divided between communists, neutralists, and Catholics, as well as Italy's alliance with the Axis during World War II. However, Italy's decision to join the Marshall Plan, the Franco-Italian Customs Union, the European Organization for Economic Cooperation, and the participation in the processing of the Council of Europe Statute were seen as a first step in the commitment to international action to curb the Soviet Union. The USA understood Italy's strategic potential, capable of curbing a Soviet threat. From a logistic point of view, Italy hosts American military aircrafts, off-tackle warplane, and can control sea traffic. Including Italy means expanding the pact to Western Mediterranean. On the 3rd of March 1949, the pact was signed by the 7 original negotiators. President Truman declared Italy's full integration on March 7, 1949. On March, Italy's Foreign Minister, Carlo Sforza, presented a report to the Italian Council of Ministers that explained the following objectives of the pact: preventing a possible war, providing mutual assistance if an armed attack occurs, and adopting necessary individual or collective measures to restore security. During a speech at the Chamber, De Gasperi presented the Atlantic Pact as a treaty in accordance with the United Nations objectives that aims at ensuring peace and global security. After the treaty was signed, Italy's Foreign Minister Sforza states that the Italian nation, after 2 world wars, in the space of 1 generation, looks with confidence and hope to this treaty. It sees in it a decisive step towards the advent of peace in a free and united world. Anti-Atlantic supporters state that Article 11 of the Italian Constitution and Article 5 of the North Atlantic Treaty are incompatible. Article 11 states that Italy rejects war as an instrument of aggression, agrees on the limitations of sovereignty that may be necessary to ensure peace and justice. Article 5 states that the parties agree that an armed attack against one of them shall be considered an attack against them all, and each of them will assist by taking action, including the use of armed force if necessary. Those who are in favor consider Italian military interventions alongside NATO as humanitarian missions, like the Kosovo operation in 1999. Article 11 legitimates Italy to support NATO in peacekeeping operations. Those who state that they are incompatible consider the mission in Serbia as an out-of-area war. The Atlantic Alliance currently negotiates with international and supranational organizations. The Joint Declaration on EU-NATO aims at promoting peace and stability in the Euro-Atlantic area. Italian President of the Republic, Sergio Mattarella, claimed that after the terrorist attacks that took place on September 11, 2001, Italy and the USA fight alongside against global terrorism to ensure peace within the Euro-Atlantic area. Italian Defense Minister states that Italian armed forces are involved in 10 missions under the aegis of NATO, with over 1,800 soldiers, who are engaged with the joint enterprise in Kosovo and with the resolute support in Afghanistan. The Minister of Defense also declared that Italy will continue to support NATO and promote all initiatives to strengthen the alliance towards the Mediterranean and the Middle East. After 2001, Italy is committed to the Sea Guardian operation in order to safeguard the Mediterranean fighting against terrorism by sea. In conclusion, as stated by the Substaff of Defense, General Luigi Francesco de Leverano, during our meeting at the Ministry of Defense, Italy is the second country in the operations of the European Union, second in the coalition against ISIS, fourth country in NATO missions, and first Western country in the contribution of UN missions. He also described the armed forces as pillars for the protection of free institutions, capable of operating in public circumstances of extraordinary necessity and urgency.